Let's have a look at the Wazbom Blastajet for Warhammer 40k. And yes, that is a mouthful. So we can see it here on the front. It's surprisingly a quad kit, so it will build you one of 4 possible vehicles out of this one box, which I quite like. Flipping over to the back, we can see our Wazbom Blastajet itself. It's got a lot of stuff on it. Looks like this is going to be a hell of a kit to put together. You can also build yourself a Blitzer bomber, a Blastajet, or a Burna bomber. Ooh, Burna bomber sounds fun. Let's start digging into the kit here. So the first thing we come across is a sprue with all of our clear acrylic canopies in here for each of our different variants of vehicle. We then dig down into our main body of the kit. So we've got the main airframe here, we've got some engines on here, we've got some shooters, we've got some ammo feeds, we've got some turret mounting here, we've got perhaps a turret component for the actual vehicle itself. We've got what looks to be a cockpit, perhaps that's for some form of Gretchen, because I'm seeing a pair of teeny weeny itty bitty little feet in there. Speaking of Gretchen, we've got some here, we've got our pilots' heads all over here, some with a very dashing scarf coming off him. We've then got our pilot himself here. We've got some control air surfaces here, and what looks to be the rear jet here. Next up, we have our clear acrylic flight stand, because this is the Ork Flyer, and then we'll move down into our next sprue. So we've got some wing components down here, all the bombs, and I do mean all the bombs, because you've got bombs, 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 more bombs, more bombs, more bombs, more bombs, some rockets possibly here and here. We've got what looks to be a lot of exhaust plates here. We've got perhaps, oh, I don't know what this is. I'll have to look out for that in the instruction manual. We've got some control surfaces on here. We've got some more of the fuselage on here as well. And then digging down once again to our next one, we have a big nose cone. I'm going to guess that's for your Wazbom Blastajet. We've got some mech bits here for, well, I'm going to guess there's some form of Tesla. We've got some more of the weapons here. I like this detail. So in this little turret component here, there's actually shells lying around the floor. We've got some cabling here. We've got some ammo being spent over here. We've got a rather weird looking boy here. We've got more of, I think these are outer rocket pods for the Wazbom Blastajet. We've got more of the weapon systems over here, lots of exhausts, intake ports. We've got control wings on here as well. Tons upon tons of stuff. This kit you are going to have a lot of fun with. Then we were coming to our last sprue where we've got, yes, we have our main wing segment. So the ones we saw earlier were control surfaces. We've got tail wings here, we've got more DACA all over the place here, more control surfaces, we've got glyphs and things that you can add on top. Just tons and tons of stuff in this kit. We also get our flying base for it to go onto, so you attach this to this if you've never done this before. We then get an Ork vehicle sheet, if I can get it out of the box here. So bigger glyphs, we've got some of the clan markings on here, and we've got some Go Faster stripes on there as well. Last thing we get in our box is the big instruction manual to tell you how to put all of this together. So depending on which way you're building it, take your time and figure out which of these you're going to build, because there are some big differences with them. So we'll flick forward here. So the first one it's going to teach us to build is our Wazbom Blastajet, and I'm gonna guess it's going to take us through the entirety of each, and then yes, it does. So if we were going to start here, follow step 2 for all variants. So you would start building this, get to 2, stop at 3, because that's where you're starting to build your Blastajet, and it'll take you through, that's the cockpit for the Blastajet. I was wondering what that was. So that'll take you through your Blastajet, and then when your Blastajet's done, it will look like so, and it gives you a little list of paints if you want to paint it in this style. It's then going to teach you how to build the Blitzer bomber, so you would build it up to that step 2, and then start building on from here. And then you would get to the end where your Blitzer bomber is done with the list of paints if you want to paint it up like this. And there's the little Gretchen I was on about. I had a feeling that was a Gretchen in there. You can also add some of the clear canopies to this one, or you can leave it open topped. You know, Ork likes winds in their hair. Then the last one is the Burna bomber. So again, you'll build it up to that step 2, and then you'll pick it up from here. Then whenever we flick on beyond this, we start getting the rules for each of the different vehicles. So we've got the main stat line here, the damage table that tells you how bad it gets as it takes damage. We've then got our weapon profiles here, our war gear options, our abilities down here, faction keywords, and general keywords here as well. And then if we flip on through, is it all Wazbom Blasta? It is all Wazbom Blasta in the back of this. So I'm not sure, you may need to go and hunt down your codex if you want to build a Blastajet, a Blitzabomber, or a Burnabomber. Okay guys, that's everything. I'll move on. I'll see you again soon.